Sir Brian, what unique features or innovations does the Tahche app bring to the market that set it apart from existing solutions?
Well, it's a lot like the existing job platforms and online jobs on PH, Upwork, and those type of platforms. So companies and users that access the app will see a very familiar situation, but the results should be a lot different. You're going to be able to get jobs where you are a regularized employee, where you get healthcare, you get overtime pay and holiday pay and maternity leave and all the social safety net requirements that the Philippines government requires. And as a company looking for employees, you're going to get a real relationship with an employee. You're going to get an employee that has an employment agreement, an employee that gives you 30 days notice when you leave. You're going to be able to build those relationships that you would in an actual office in the Philippines. So many American companies and business owners that talk about the informal nature of these relationships that are created through the other existing apps. And that is really a barrier to building a long-standing relationship with your employees. That's no way to build a company. And it's the reason why that method really struggles. And even though everyone wants to do it and it's growing, it's booming, it's got problems. And I think the reason is you don't have a real relationship with those employees. And so that's what we're trying to solve.
How do you envision these distinguishing factors influencing its success in a competitive landscape?
Well, I really think that the problems that existing clients see or existing customers see when looking to hire people in the Philippines are the same with all of the existing apps. You put a job ad up there, you get 500 resumes, you don't know which ones are real, which ones are not. You're trying to search through them, you're trying to find an employee. And then when you do, you're working in a contractor relationship. You're trying to figure out how to pay them. Either you're paying them through the app, or you're trying to find out how you're paying them outside of the app. And you don't know if they're moonlighting with somebody else. You don't have an employment agreement with them. They could leave at any moment. You don't know if they're working for 3 other companies. It's really not a healthy way to have a business. And then if you're an employee looking for a job, it's kind of the same problem. You see these job ads, and you put in your resume for it, you express interest, and you know 500 people are also doing it. And so how do you stand out in that crowd? What you end up doing is just spraying and praying. You end up putting your resume into 50 different ads, and you end up being part of the problem as far as the company sees it. And so what we want to do is create a situation where it goes back to the basics. It goes back to the times when you would have, a job ad in a newspaper maybe or something like that, where you're not competing with the whole world. And you're going to end up having a recruiter that Tahche provides that's helping to put you together with companies, that's making sure that you're the right fit, so that when you're presented to a company as an applicant, it's because you've got certain qualities, you've passed certain tests, maybe you've gone through a background check, maybe you have some technical requirements to pass, that you have those certain qualifications that you know that you qualify for the company. And then the company will be looking through a smaller cohort of potential candidates and being able to choose from them. And then as the mediator between it, we will then be making sure that everyone's treated respectfully on both sides, both the employers that are looking for employees, knowing that these are actually real employees that are looking for real jobs, and the candidates, knowing that these are actually employers that are actually looking for jobs, and having a respectful conversation, and facilitating both the job interview process, the employment agreement process, and then the onboarding process beyond that, and then throughout the entire relationship between the employer and the employee.
Can you provide insights into the target audience and user personas for the Tahche app?
Well, really, it's small and medium-sized businesses in the US. Anyone that has people working on a computer could be looking for people that are working in the Philippines. One thing that COVID taught us is that a lot of these jobs that small and medium-sized businesses were previously hesitant to look overseas, they're now realizing that they can do it, because whether or not that your employee is across the city or across the state or across the globe, it's still remote work. And so they're looking now for other opportunities as as wages have increased in the US and it's harder and harder to find people to fill those positions, they're looking for other opportunities to fill those positions. And so what we want to tell them is you can find people in the Philippines, but you don't need to have this ad hoc relationship where it's a contractor-based relationship, where it's kind of not a strong relationship. You don't have an employment where it's unsure of exactly what that relationship is. And we want you to build an actual office. And Tahche is the one that wants to help facilitate that. So that you can hire somebody as a senior person and then hire junior people underneath them and have that mentorship between senior people and junior people and actually have them working in an office. 75% of our existing staff right now works in the office. And we want to continue to provide those situations because I think that's best for the employees, where they're able to learn in a group setting, learn from senior people, move up through the ranks. And then also it's better for the clients because then they have all the benefits of an office situation that they want, but are unable to fulfill it in the US right now. And so I think these are going to be the unique differences in Tahche.
How will the app's design and functionality cater to the specific needs and preferences of these users, ensuring a compelling user experience?
Well, what we wanted to do is not totally reinvent the wheel. There's apps out there right now that are very familiar with to the user base, both on the clients and the company side. So when you go into the app, it's going to look a lot like existing job apps. There's going to be a little bit more gatekeeping, if you will, to try and keep out spam and keep out people that we don't think are qualified for the platform. But what that results is a little bit of a velvet rope situation where, as an employer, you know that the people that you see on the app are qualified, real people that are available and ready to work in the Philippines. And then as a candidate in the Philippines, you know that these are clients that have already signed up as Tahche clients that are really looking to hire people and are also looking to hire people under real contracts that are understand and are willing to pay overtime pay and bereavement leave and maternity leave and 13th month bonuses and all of the social safety net requirements that the Philippines government requires. That's what we want. We want to give the best situation for both the clients and for the employees that work with them.
In the rapidly evolving technology landscape, how do you plan to adapt and scale the Tahche app to meet changing market dynamics and user demands?
Well, we're in the business of bringing together the best possible people for our clients in the US, and we think those people that exist in the Philippines, and through our 11 years of operation, we've proved that's happened. But now, as technology's really expanded and the market in the US has gotten a lot more comfortable with overseas workers in the Philippines, we're utilizing existing technology to bring those two together. Now, as technology continues to improve and advance, as it always does, we're going to be at the forefront providing opportunities for those Filipino workers that have those advanced skills to connect with American workers. Right now, there's a lot of buzz about AI and those advancements, and sure enough, we've been able to find Filipino workers that are very comfortable doing prompt engineering and working within that AI space and connecting with American companies that are interested in that. And the same thing comes with software development and marketing and graphic design, where you need to really be on top of the latest software, the way things are done. And we're able to find those candidates in the Philippines to work with the American companies. One thing that I've learned is, given a level playing field, Filipino workers can shine with American companies. And so we want to provide an app that allows those Filipino workers to work with American companies. And it really goes across all fields and all technologies. The Filipino worker can compete, and just given the right opportunity, they can. But we want to provide it in a way that's best for them as well, so that they're getting regularized work with a real employment contract and bereavement leave, maternity leave, overtime pay, supplementary health care. They're in the Social Security system. They're getting all the things that the Filipino government requires, and they're doing all the things that require them to do that. Employment contracts, they're paying their taxes, they're doing everything they want. It's really a win-win for both the clients and the employees, but also a win for the country. I think this is something that will advance the Philippines government and hopefully will shift the Filipino people away from this contract ad hoc work to like real employment, the type of employment that the Philippines government, the Philippines people fought for dozens of years to get, so that they can have all the social safety they require and are used to.
Are there plans for future enhancements or expansions to ensure the app remains relevant and competitive over time?
Absolutely. I mean, what's going to be released at the end of this year is going to be the version 1. I would anticipate changes moving forward constantly, just like any app. We're going to be putting a lot of effort and time listening to our users, listening to both the clients and the employees to make sure that it's on par with any of the other apps out there. We expect that to improve. There's ideas about implementing AI into it, trying to streamline processes, making the application process easier, doing technology audits on their background checks, making the posting of jobs more efficient and more streamlined, trying to make it the best possible app out there for anyone that's looking to hire employees. And I think there's a lot of room for improvement. In my own uses of the existing online job platform apps, there's definitely a lot of room. I don't think anyone's utilized the existing apps and been like, that's awesome, that's great. So we want to change it. We want them to have an app that really is awesome. That's what we're shooting for.